open letter to the United States Senate. On behalf of the Steering Committee of the Assembly of Signatories of the August 30th Agreement, known as the Montana Accord, Port-au-Prince, Republic of Haiti, February 16th, 2026. Honorable Senators, the Steering Committee of the Assembly of Signatories of the August 30th Agreement, known as the Montana Accord, heir to the long and proud tradition of resistance of the Haitian people, takes the liberty of addressing you directly, not as petitioners, but as representatives of a nation that, the first in human history, transformed slaves into soldiers, soldiers into founders, and founders into a universal example. More than 200 years ago, Haiti broke its chains and proclaimed its independence at the price of blood, shed not only for itself, but for the emancipation of all oppressed peoples of the Americas and the world. We were the first black republic in the world, the second independent republic in the New World. We paid for our freedom in gold through the indemnity of 1825, and we continue to pay its price today in arrears, in humiliations, in interference. This painful precedent that we denounce today is not without recalling a chapter that your own historical archives refer to in the clinical term of occupation. Allow us to name it for what it was, an intervention. From July 28, 1915 to August 15, 1934, 19 years and 4 days, United States Marines landed and remained on our soil, officially to restore order. Unofficially at the urging of New York bankers who persuaded President Woodrow Wilson to take control of Haiti's financial and political interests. The National City Bank had, as early as 1909, planned the takeover of our national finances. Your Navy imposed the election of a president who was not the choice of the Haitian people, Philippe Soudre d'Artiganave, who was compelled to dissolve our legislature when it refused to adopt a constitution, allowing foreign land ownership, a right we had safeguarded since our independence precisely to prevent what followed. The 1918 Constitution, whose authorship was later proudly claimed by Assistant Secretary of the Navy Franklin D. Roosevelt. During those years, your administration imposed forced labor, the corvée system for the construction of infrastructure. Hundreds, then thousands of Haitians lost their lives. The Gendarmerie of Haiti, created by your Marines and led by your officers, violently suppressed peasant uprisings. Your General Smedley Butler, decorated with the Medal of Honor for his actions against our Cacos, later wrote with striking candor, I spent 33 years and 4 months in active military service. I was a racketeer for capitalism. In 1915, I helped make Haiti a decent place for the National City Bank. On December 6, 1929, in Lake Cayce, your Marines opened fire on a crowd of Haitian demonstrators. 12 of our compatriots fell. America called it the Cayce Massacre. When, in 1934, under pressure from investigations opened by the United States Senate, you finally withdrew, what was left behind? Even your own historians acknowledge it. An exhausted economy, weakened institutions, and none of the moral and social progress invoked to justify the unjustifiable. Honorable Senators, we recount these facts not out of resentment, but because they are recorded in the archives of your own Department of State, in the works of your historians, and in the testimonies of your soldiers who later spoke with remorse. History, when ignored, repeats itself, first as tragedy, then as farce. And what do we witness today? A chargé d'affaires behaving as a proconsul. Threats sent via electronic messages to our elected officials. A prime minister imposed against the popular will. A notorious mercenary, Erik Prince, the heir to Blackwater, operating on our soil with the implicit blessing of your embassy under a 10-year contract. When our people express their indignation, your representation responds that any opposition to this imposed order will be labeled as gang activity or an attack against American interests. Is 1915 truly so distant? We ask you, honorable senators, with the gravity demanded by your office and our shared history, do the United States intend to return to the methods of 1915? Must the first Black Republic serve once again as a testing ground for policies your own laws and conscience would reject? The Haitian people do not forget. Yet they still wish to believe that the American Senate, which in 1921 opened investigations into atrocities committed in its name, will hear our appeal today and, through the force of law and truth alone, put an end to this silent return of the worst. It is in the name of this unconquered memory that we address you directly, without evasion, without ornament, with the solemnity demanded by the circumstances. Mr. Worcester, Chargé d'Affaires of the United States in Haiti, has presented himself to our people not as a diplomat, but as a proconsul. His posture, his words, his methods belong to another age, one of your own founding fathers fought against. Allow us to say this with all the respect due to your office, but with all the firmness owed to our homeland. Such conduct is unworthy of the nation you represent. The facts are now established and documented. Mr. Worcester, through WhatsApp messages, issued direct threats to high-ranking Haitian officials, including Mr. Fritz Alphonse Jean and Mr. Edgard Leblanc Fils. Their alleged offense? Considering the dismissal of Mr. Alex Didier Fils-Aimé, former Prime Minister, for grave incompetence and insubordination, facts acknowledged by the Presidential Transitional Council itself when appointing him under conditions. But the full truth must be told. Mr. Fils-Aimé was not elected. He was not consented to. He was imposed by your diplomatic representation against the express will of the Haitian people, against the advice of their legitimate representatives, against every rule of law and democratic decency. This man, emblematic of a retrograde and discredited bourgeoisie, previously occupied the office of Prime Minister for 15 months. 15 months during which insecurity worsened, armed gangs consolidated their grip, and the state further disintegrated, with operational backing from Eric Prince. Today, Mr. Fils-Aimé possesses neither legitimacy, nor legality, nor popular consent. He is maintained solely by the will of an embassy that has publicly stated that any opposition to his continued tenure will henceforth be classified as criminal action or a threat to American interests. Honorable senators, ask yourselves, ask plainly, do the United States, who shed blood to free themselves from colonial rule, now impose upon the First Black Republic a governor without mandate, without election, without people? Can the American people, whose moral sense we respect, and with whom we share so many ideals, truly imagine that their embassy in Port-au-Prince pursues unconditional support for a man rejected by the overwhelming majority of the Haitian nation? We ask you solemnly, do the United States intend to make Haiti a colony? If not, and we refuse to believe it so, then it falls to you, legislators of the oldest democracy in the Americas, to call your representative to humility, restraint, respect for international law, and the sovereignty of peoples. It falls to you to investigate Mr. Worcester's conduct. It falls to you to declare clearly that the United States neither supports nor imposes any leader in Haiti. It falls to you, finally, to demonstrate that the America you embody has not forgotten what it means to be a republic. The Steering Committee of the Assembly of Signatories of the August 30th Agreement, Montana Accord, faithful to its principles and to the legacy of our founding fathers, remains open to dialogue but will never compromise national sovereignty. We will not bend. We will not yield. We ask neither favor nor protection. We ask that the humiliation of a people who first proved to the world that liberty has neither color nor master finally cease. Awaiting a response worthy of your institution and of our shared history, we respectfully submit to you the expression of our highest consideration, mingled with the steadfast hope of free peoples.